Hi, this is Sylvia Lydia Morelos. I am at Starbucks in Westwood. It's kind of busy, you can see. I'm Starbucks in Westwood, folks. I was able to make it to Westwood in one piece from Santa Monica, California. This is Starbucks for you in Westwood. There you go. They're well aware that I'm recording in Westwood. This little computer has come handy, by the way. If anybody's interested in getting a $199 computer at Target, yay Target, go for it, because this is $199 plus tax at Target. It works. So it's done a lot of good in the past few days. And I'm broke now, but it saves me a lot of stress. Dealing with extremists and other terrorist types, and at certain places, libraries, things like that, and they keep kicking me out of the library when I try posting something important. So the West Los Angeles Regional Library, for example, safe place down there, safe space, safe place, is an example that just happened a little while ago. I was kicked out of the San Diego Public Libraries, 3 of them, in less than 2 months the last time I was there. They're not the brightest people on earth. And Abel Security, one of them. I am in Starbucks right now, and my eye has gotten a little bit worse, obviously. When the impact of that lady Yolanda Carter is the one who punched me. When she hit me from behind. She came up from behind me, and I didn't hear her or see her coming. So she just came up, and I was going to turn around, and boom, she hit me. And I was passing by. I was on my way towards Lincoln because I was thinking I need to go to the library, Venice Beach Library, and I was passing my way through Santa Monica Blue Line. It's right next to OPCC at 503 Olympic Boulevard, and I was passing right by the parking lot of the Santa Monica Blue Line. It's on the same block. So if there's any witnesses that were along that block, that's that particular area, and they should have, some kind of security cameras in there. Tried reporting it to the cop in Santa Monica Police Station, and the first time I said, if you find her name, just go and then come back and we'll press charges. So I did that, and they were a little bit, well, maybe you should go tomorrow. That's what they told me yesterday. I go, no, I'm going to go right now to OPC to try to see if I can find her. I didn't, so I went back and I found her name was Yolanda Carter, and I tried reporting it, and I was told they took a message and told me that police officer, the cop will call me back. Okay, and I'm still. I checked my messages earlier, and he hasn't returned my call. So, I could be dead by now. Okay, so not only are the Santa Monica cops corrupt, they're also inept. And, so don't trust the Santa Monica cops. They're no good. And before it came down here from OPCC 503 Olympic Boulevard, there was some other incident where not one, but 2 police squad Santa Monica showed up at OPCC. Yolanda Carter passed right by there, and that's what happened 2 days ago. So if anything happened, they set me up, cops included. They did it again right before I left OPCC. Security cameras will catch that at OPCC if their security cameras are on. For example, somebody called and said, help! There go not 1 but 2 squad cars, the EMTs, and I think the fire department. So I don't want to hear it. So it's like right before I left, I'm like, I'm just gonna make my ass down to Westwood, and I did. I stopped at the West Regional Library, and I got kicked out of that like a couple hours. So they keep trying to prevent me from posting online. They become homicidal over Twitter. And that the fact that I report to the DHS and the FBI.gov. I highly encourage people to report suspicious activity, stalking included, and to FBI.gov, to DHS.gov, and before something like this happens to you. Okay? And it's highly advisable that you follow through with reporting, because the resources and the police are supposed to be there to help you, not to hurt you. And if they're above the law, then that means that they're corrupt, and that could be taken care of with internal affairs. And for example, ooh, someone didn't like that. Let me point the camera in that direction, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. No, it's on the other side. There they are. It came from that side. Oh, stupid. I'm kind of a yeah. I came from that. The noise came from that direction. And when they do stuff like that, they're intimidating because they don't want to be reported, and they're in the back there somewhere. Yeah. Bye bye. Anyway, this is citizen journalism. This is what you do. It's responsible and it's effective because we go through a lot and we're activists. I'm a grassroots activist pacifist. Mind you, I don't believe in violence, and that's what usually happens. When we fight against stuff like that. And I'm a pacifist. I believe in law and order, not in anarchy and communism. But one thing I did want to let people know is that Occupy is interested in occupying the Y chromosome, and it's like raping the women. I've been getting rape threats, gang rape threats included, and just to show me where I belong. And it's Islam, and Islam tends to subjugate women. Women are subservient to Jehovah Witness, to Islam, to occupy. So the waspy, white Anglo-Saxon P, Y, wasp, the Y. If you separate that, it's the B stinging the Y, wasp the Y. Be careful who you screw, because a lot of these people also have sexually transmitted diseases, and they like to spread them. So you have a legitimate legal right to be legally informed as to who you screw without worrying about what you catch from them. They have the obligation, it's the law, especially if they have HIV or are HIV infected, to inform you, the sexual partner, as to whether or not they have HIV, and in this case, I would say other sexually transmitted diseases. HIV is deadly. If they give you HIV without telling you that they had HIV, then you did not have an informed decision to make that decision to have sex with them, and you can, yes, legally sue the motherfuckers because they tried to kill you. Okay? Find out what happened, get those bastards and sue them and take them to court. Don't take the law into your own hands. You can do a lot worse legally than putting these fuckers behind bars and the possible death penalty. I know we don't have the death penalty in California, but guess what? They're getting it there. There is also no gun control. And I'm like, that's kind of sad because, that leaves us vulnerable to their crimes. After a while, I do have a right to bear arms. I'm like, it's getting kind of ugly, understatement. I'm just being kind of facetious about it. But, yeah. So I'm a member of the NRA, National Rifle Association, but I don't know how to use a gun, and I don't own a gun. And that does not give them license to go off on a tangent and say, she has a gun, she's armed and dangerous. I'm like, no. And so, once one perp told me in San Francisco, I said to them, I'm not armed. Like, yes, you are, you have a brain. I'm like, I'll take that as a compliment. Yes, you are, you have a brain. And my eye hurts a lot. I felt when the impact hit, I couldn't see very well out of my eye, and it was very out of focus. So, I was angry, I was enraged, and I felt this thing come on, like technology-wise, where I was forced to cry, or just to give the appearance that I was crying, that I was hurting and scared, and I wasn't. I was furious. And so when I stopped, I turned around, and I know that Yolanda Carter, went in the opposite direction. I don't think they had the idea that I would go in that direction. She thought I'd run in the opposite direction towards Lincoln, and I didn't. I'm like, I'm going to report this, and I went directly to the police station. Okay, the B Bell, Cop B Bell. And yesterday, two of them show up. Two squad cars showed up right before I left. I'm like, ineptos. I call Santa Monica cops. So do not trust Santa Monica cops. And in good conscience, I wouldn't be comfortable if I didn't say don't hire anyone from Santa Monica College or Santa Monica High School because, for example, it's a just proves my point. Okay, and it doesn't matter how many of them there are. You know, they shouldn't be hired. Santa Monica College, Santa Monica High School, they they're too comfortable. They're too smug, and they're very dangerous people. And you can conduct a thorough background check, whatever. But you know, some of these people are getting away with having so quote unquote impeccable background. And until further notice, don't hire anyone from Santa Monica College or City Santa Monica High School when they graduate. They can be in the world but not be of the world. So be it. Treat them that way. You know, they want to be in their own little clique over there in Santa Monica City, and I believe they're run pretty much by Jehovah's Witnesses, the admins at the city. You know, but like the Rothschilds. Okay, come on. You know, there's a lot of Jehovah's Witness. I'm being a bitch. With regards to the way I say things, but no, the Rothschilds are down there, and you know, and if you take a look at the benefactors donating to OPCC, you will see an interesting list of people, and the Rothschilds or something akin to them are like that, are there. So they treat people accordingly, and so would be wary if you're Catholic like myself and a non-Jehovah like myself, educated woman, outspoken woman, because I don't know my place. They've told me that on more than one occasion. I'm like, you know, you're barking up the wrong tree, and I'm just saying, 'cause I'm an activist, and you know, misogyny is not exactly something I tolerate, you know, and I'm not violent about it, but you guys are stupid losers, you know, and they don't like. Did you know that these people are in a college town? This is what we do here. UCLA is my alma mater. Okay, I graduated from UCLA, and I was also born at UCLA Medical Center. So, you know, I think I've come full circle, and I feel like I'm at home. So if I die here, you know, it's right where I was born. And the cemetery, the veteran. Remembering me after I'm dead. Why? Because they want to pull a concentric circle. Boom, you know, this. I'll be careful because my friends are law-abiding citizens, good people, and I think they know who am I consider friends, you know, and they're kind of stupid because we have to see it to believe it. They were there for a while. It was really kind of embarrassing. So one thing I wanted to say is that these people are dangerous. I think 2 years ago I called it at OPCC. OPCC is a terrorist hub. Obviously, look where we're at now. And Jehovah's Witnesses are a terrorist hub. Separation of church and state, morons, is something they do not understand and something they do not want to understand. And you can hear the detractors, ignore the haters for Austin Kleon's book. They're saying ignore the haters of Jehovah's Witnesses. And we're not going to do that. And I'm Catholic, and somebody wants to be heard. Hold on. Oh, look at he's hiding. He's wearing a black checkered shirt. Anyway, I'm a writer, and I have a lot of information to give to people. So I hope that the information I gave earlier is useful. This morning when I was at a Coffee Bean number 62, and now the technology, if you can hear it, you compare it to the YouTube videos that I've made before, you'll hear the intonation with my voice against my will, and it's coming from inside this place. They're not the brightest bulbs on the tree because they're right next to a college. This is a college town. This is an intelligent town. 20 years ago, I was going here to Dee Reese. Okay, I was 19, and I was going here to Dee Reese. And recently, I heard someone say, "Dee Reese, oh, it's the." Laughing. I'm like, you know, I'm like 40 years old, and Dee Reese used to be here when I was 19. The cookies were cheap. There was no tax. It's not a gimmick. And the milk carton used to cost 25 cents, not 75 cents like now, 25 cents. And you know what? They're great cookies, great brownies, you know, and the Jehovah's for a while were scaring the hell out of people so that they wouldn't go there. I found out when I went in there the first time, it was empty, only a couple of people there, and zoom, they all showed up right after that, like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, the fuck? Excuse my language. But, you know, and I kept showing up after because I love the cookies there. They're very cheap. Like, you can get 3 cookies for $1 and a 75-cent brownie with walnuts. I like stuff with walnuts in it, or nuts in it. So I was there, 75-cent coffee even, you know, and there was no tax at all, and they're great cookies. So I was there a second time around, somebody started bullying me and calling me names to try to get me out of there. I'm like, that's what they're doing, scaring the hell out of people, or forming a really long line so that other people won't go in there. I'm like, it's the best hidden little store in Westwood. I'm like, don't you psych yourself out. I told her, psych yourself out. I was like, ooh. You know, it's kind of embarrassing how dumb these people are, because there's one word that I can describe them with, it's dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb. Anyway, it's kind of embarrassing, really, but violence is a stupid man's way indeed, and that's what they are. Stupid losers. Okay, so the first book that I have here is, oh, look like Staff doesn't like that. That came from Staff. Oh, there he is. That one right there. Brain Games, Dare to Doodle. Creative Exercises for a Creative Noodle. Brain Games, Dare to Doodle. Creative Exercises for a Healthy Noodle by Pill Publications. P as in Paul, I-L, Publications. Copyright 2010. Shutting up is not an option. It's a college town. This is what we do. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Repression and censorship. You should know better. But then again, you're not a college student. Let me just tell me to get out, this freak right here. The other one, the one that was in black. Look at all these. If anything happens to me, they're accessories to rape. And everything after that. Now I got you focused on camera. I was like, Brain Games, Dare to Doodle, Creative Exercises for a Healthy Noodle. It's by Pill Publications, P-I-L Publications, and ISBN number 13-978-1450-80466. And again, it's 978-1450-80466. Starring doodler Maggie O'Connor, with guest doodler Deidre Quinn Vergés, Veronica Calvo, Kevin Cusey, Michael Frank, with Veronica Calvo, Deidre Quinn Vergés, the Quins are in here, Veronica Calvo, Kevin Cusey, Michael Frank, Kate Kolosowski, Julia Lobo, and Steve Martin, another SM. Steve Martin, which is, by the way, Santa Monica is another SM. I got lucky with what? Sylvia Morelos. Give me a break. You know, they tried to use a scapegoat. It's not going to happen. And I have here, I took down Steal Like an Artist. I read that in 2013 by Austin Kleon. 10 things nobody told you about being creative. Steal like an artist. There's something not quite right with that. I'm an artist type, you know, worker. I write. I like creativity. I express myself accordingly. And it says here, ISBN number 978-0761-169253 by Workman Publications, New York, www.workman.com, 978-0761-169253. Steal Like an Artist. A lot of information in there, and it says there to ignore the haters, but he means ignore the haters of Jehovah's Witnesses. They're special. They did say they want to be in the world but not be of the world. They should be treated accordingly. Stay away from them, isolate them, get away from them. They're very dangerous people. And they believe that they're the chosen ones. They believe that the sun revolves around them. They're megalomaniacs, and they become homicidal when you speak out against them. They're not normal, because freedom of speech is something that's normal in the United States. The fact that they're going to school here, they probably bought their way in with I don't know. I found evidence in Sacramento. They quote, work with others to ensure Obama change, unquote. Like, you know, that's kind of weird. And they signed on the X line, Jaime Estrada, and work with others to ensure tit for tat. They get degrees, they get high school diplomas, they get jobs under illegal identities. if they mess with the sages like myself. That's what they're calling us, sages. And I was at OPCC 503 Olympic Boulevard, and they have a sign inside that says mail and messages. And I looked at it and I turned the W upside down, which is whale, and mess with the sages infinity. Like, interesting. And they know to always interfere with us, to always, that's their fundamentalist white supremacy, Third Reich shit, you know. So it's kind of, and I've got a picture of what I put on here. As a Jehovah Witness, I've always had a problem with the logo. I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like, you know what? That gives me the credit. It really bugs the shit out of me. What is that? I'm like, what? G? I'm like, you know, it bugs me. You know, they're having it like what? You know, and then you look at the rest of it, and it's anti-Semitic, obviously, the star on top, and then it's slicing up the fish. And the fish referred to Catholics, because Catholics will go to a Catholic church, the ones who drive especially. They put fishes in the back of their cars, and that's what Catholics do. Somebody's bothering me up here. Hold on a second. And intimidation is also criminal, and I'm not going to stop saying anything on the computer. Okay, so every time you say something against Jehovah's Witnesses, they become homicidal and intimidating. They're very ignorant, stupid people. It's not hate speech, you fucking moron. I hate them. They're so fucking dumb. It's embarrassing. Okay, so this is anti-Semitic, anti-Semites. And the fins of fish, Catholic, are being sliced up. They're being sliced up like a Jeepers Creepers. They only take what they want from people and they use them. For example, World Market. You'll find it on my blog, the evidence that I found at World Market 4th and J 92101. I already put it on my blog like last month when I found it. They have another World Market in Westwood off of Santa Monica and Westwood. I haven't had the opportunity to go in there, but it just I almost doubled over when I saw it. In other words, I found I have a blog, livinglovingandlaugh.blogspot.com. If you look at the cover of it, it says "Live, Love, and Laugh" on for $4.95, and it's a small little journal with Morena, something like that, and Cornell Battle is the big B in Morena, and Morena is Nancy Durthick. If you look at my Facebook page, the picture of the receipt that I took, that's the way she signs her name, Nancy with a squiggly next to the N. And I can prove everything. And it's on my Facebook page for that very reason, that people can see that. And they basically make money off of minorities after we're already dead. I've survived, let's see, this is nothing compared to other stuff. I've survived a hit and run. Now he's trying to shut me up. I've survived a hit and run, and that was back in Houston 2 years ago at the end of the fall or beginning of the year. I survived a hit and run with a metatarsal fracture after it. I was treated at 2 different hospitals where a splint was put on me, which is fine. A splint helped a lot. And I've survived an attempt on my life in Portland. The Portland cops were very cool. They really helped me out a lot. And I survived an attempt at Houston. The Houston cops were very cool, FBI included. Now, the cops in California are different. The cops in Sacramento and the cops in Santa Monica, not good. They've tried to hurt and take my life. It's not funny at all. And Kamala Harris is a bitch, and I will say that, like, without flinching. And the bitch needs to be brought up to charges for civil rights and human rights violations. It's not just me either, I'm sure. So that's where I'm at with the Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris. She's responsible for these fuckers, cops, going homicidal in California. And they are that dumb they're going to romanticize it, and some of them have, like, oh, we're going to join forces with the other cops across the United States. I'm like, you people cannot be that stupid. It's a separate jurisdiction from other parts of the United States. They're not that stupid. They're not going to join a bunch of fucking homicidal murderers, and it's going to be taken care of within each respective state. Attorney General, Internal Affairs. They're not going to be. I don't have time for. Come on. It's really stupid, the kind of people I'm dealing with, unfortunately, but it's a lot of people, and the violence is brutal, and their crimes are brutal, and my glasses, they broke my glasses apart. I woke up one evening when I was homeless in Santa Monica, and I put my glasses next to my tote bag. I've got somebody else intimidating me right now. Hold on. Inside of Starbucks. And it's the UCLA Community Service officers, two of them, and I will put them on Facebook. And they're not supposed to be prejudicial, by the way. They should know better than that. They treat a person a certain way. It's like writing for the Daily Bruin, which I did in 1997, and giving my point of view. If I was doing this in print, yeah, bye-bye. Telling you. Now they're laughing about it. Anyway, so there's two of them right there. So now you know which two not to trust when you're on campus at UCLA. They're eavesdropping. That's also not a good thing. Okay, so I'm trying to give information here, and they keep showing up. So I don't intimidate easily, and I'm a UCLA alumna myself. So I'm like 40 years old. At their age, we were more responsible. Did you know that CSO community service officers are part-time community service officers, and they're full-time students? Now, I wouldn't wave their little badges around like power tripping, because it's not going to work to their advantage. And I'm not an enemy of the state, and I dare anyone to say it out loud in my face that I am, because if you do, I will sue you for libel. For example, people have said, Sylvia Lydia Morelos never graduated UCLA. That's a lie. Sylvia Lydia Morelos never wrote for the Daily Bruin. That's a lie. Sylvia Lydia Morelos is an enemy of the state. That's a lie. And brandishing a gun, just like she's pretending that she is, that's also criminal. Suppression of freedom of speech. You should read UCLA's mission statement. UCLA mission statement says the opposite of what they're doing. Promotes discussion, integration, freedom of speech, diversity. I dare you to go to www.ucla.com and read their mission statement. They promote discussion, diversity, discussion of ideas at UCLA, community. Intimidating me. These people are very ignorant, so it's like intimidation of a writer is not good. Oh, now they're giving the red flag as to who I am if I go on campus. Like they're threatening me now. Now that is definitely illegal. And the Starbucks employees are doing the same thing. Oh, they're showing me that they're UCLA. Big fucking deal. They've done it before. I gotta catch the rest of you. Hi, how you doing? Good. Anyway, my eye is really hurting. My eye is really purple. It's kind of sad. I mean, talk about crimes against humanity. They've been actually pretty brutal. And people's irresponsibility, lying about what these crimes are, it's cost people their lives. And it's not just mine either, my baby and stuff like that. And Yeah, and somebody standing next to me, she's also trying to intimidate me. It's a black female with long extensions, and it's not Yolanda Carter, just in case people try to tell you that she is. With a big ass. Nope, it's not her. And I'm not going to do her the favor of putting her on camera because that's what she wants me to do. People are very stupid. They didn't get into UCLA through affirmative action, so they're just kind of dense. And regurgitating is not a good thing. You can get grades and stuff, but that's the kind of shit you end up with, people like this. No conscience whatsoever, low class. They won't be hired, so that's kind of nice. So, anyway, I am on. I can feel the pain that they're putting me through technology. These people are involved, and she's looking my way like she's eavesdropping on my conversation. Not good at all. Oh, by the way, they also wear a Botox confidence. Cracks me up like 24/7. I call it Botox confidence because it's like plastered on them 24/7. Each and every single one of them. The smugness, the confidence, the attitude. And I'm like, that's kind of sad. It really is. 24 hours a day, they're wearing this Botox plastered confidence on them. Like they know what they're doing, and they're assured of themselves, and that I'm the one in the wrong. It's really embarrassing. It's like I'm supposed to be intimidated by their attitudes and by their confidence, which is a facade that they're wearing, and they can't spell facade. Period. They're really pathetic, really. And I think they're pissed off because I called them on them. Occupy is occupying Y. Here's another one. A female. The other two. Occupying Y is occupying Y. Raping the Ys. Accessories to rape. Accessories to theft. Accessories to murder. Anything else that happens to me. Accessories to. Period. They're thinking anything that I put on here is not valid legally. How wrong they are. They've been asking around just to make sure. That should tell you something. Okay, since they want to be on camera, so be it. They caught my attention. They started screaming. By the way, it's live on YouTube and Google. Fucks. He's supposed to be representing Peter Reith. They were calling Joseph Reith and Peter Reith the Third Reich in San Francisco, and I can prove that too. You will find his face plastered on the Artivista wall of 25th and K 92102. I will put that on instant satellite images, street view. Anti-civil rights, anti-Cesar Chavez. Throw the law at them, and it's the truth. They run in the opposite direction every fucking time. That's what they get. Okay, they wanted the attention, they got it. Several perps here And I will start another video hangout in less than 15 minutes. Stay tuned, and thanks. Sylvia Lydia Morelos, and I've been getting gang rape threats and rape threats and death threats, and they think they want to put me in my place by occupying my Y chromosome. Hint, hint. Sylvia Lydia Morelos, thanks.